listening to Ruele with Audg. Yes, that's right. You're listening to me, Ruele with Audg. You've woken up the right way. Hello, good morning. If you just joined me, I'm here until 10 a.m. I have the multi-talented Ace on my show. Is it right if I call you Ace? Is that right?
Yes, you can call me my first name. Yeah.
What would you prefer me to call you?
You know me, so it's alright. Yeah, Ace is good. You know me, so.
But what does everyone go by?
Everyone knows me as Ace, so they know me as my birth name. So just in case people are listening, Ace is my first name. That's my real name. But I use my full first and middle name, Ace Ruele, whenever I do anything that's performance-wise, etc., etc.
Amazing. So can you just introduce yourself to my listeners, just in case they don't know who you are, what you do? So I put multi-talented in my advert. In my promo I put multi-talented. So if you could just explain a little bit about that.
Alright, so those that don't know who I am, my name is Ace Ruele. I'm an actor that's been involved. I work a lot in motion capture, so motion capture is video games. So you know when you play your video games, you have the characters in the games. I do a lot of stuff like that. I do a lot of creature works and stuff like EastEnders, Legend of Tarzan film, etc. Some other people might know me from Chocolate City because I used to be one of the main dancers. Now I'm the main host and I run a company with them, Men of Chocolate. And also I'm a mentor and a coach in talent and mindset. So I work with different people on developing their mindset and getting to the core of themselves and how to perform and how to bring out their potential.
So you're just a ball of positivity.
Ball of positivity, man.
That's what I like. That's what I like in the studio with me. Good vibes and that. But today I've invited you on my show just to spread more awareness and to see if my platform can help you in any way, shape or form. So do you want to explain the reason as to why I brought you on this show today?
So apart from the fact that she loved me, so Audrey has given me the opportunity to talk about basically a case that I've been going through since 2010. So it's a home office. I call it Ace Ruele versus the home office because they tried to first deport me to go to Jamaica, and then after they've taken my indefinite leave and put me on limited leave. Now the reason why my case is a lot different from other people is because I was born and grown here. So I was born and grown here. The only thing is I never had a British passport, but it was a fact where my mum came after 1983. So that means if you're born here to parents that are not Jamaican, you're not automatically British. But I was never a Jamaican citizen. Got in trouble.
So hold on. Let's rewind back. Yeah. So basically, you were born here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You grew up here. Obviously, I know you from here, and they're stating that you're not a British citizen because your mum came over in 1983.
Because if you come here after 1983, if your parents, anyone that comes to England after 1983 and they're not of a descendant of a British, so your parents ain't British or probably your grandparents ain't British, then you automatically are not British.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So I figured that out when I went to prison, because I'm in prison in 2007. And then in 2010 when I was serving my time, they sprang up on me about how they're going to try to deport me. So obviously I was shocked because I was like, deport me where? You know what I'm saying? Obviously I've been Jamaican because I've got Jamaican family, but they're like, so basically this whole situation is that they wanted to send me to a country where my family's from, not somewhere that I've actually, I've got my birth papers here.
So basically it's kind of like a Windrush, but the reason why I use Windrush as an example is because they've done the same thing to many people in the Windrush, people that have never lived in Jamaica. They've been sent back home due to the same type of reasons. And I'm probably thinking it's due towards the fact that their parents came over after 1983.
Yeah, so the Windrush obviously is a thing where with the Windrush it comes is what I know about it, because I didn't really go into it too much, but the Windrush is when people came over during a particular time where you were basically allowed to come over to help with building this economy and building this place. And then eventually obviously it seems like England, how the Secretary works, seems to want to get people out if they can get people out. So now, obviously, with the backlash that's happening, it gives my case some light. But at the same time, the one thing that is different from a lot of my case to a lot of people is I was born and grown here. You see what I'm saying? So the fact is, how are you going to send me somewhere? For me, it's a waste of taxpayers' money because I was born here, grown here. So I won my case. I won all my deportation cases. So I can't be deported. But after coming out of prison, I've been out of prison for 7 years now. Everything I just mentioned I've done outside of prison. So I've worked with community, I've worked with police, I've worked with Brain Council, Hackney Council, I can wheel off names. But now they've tried to take my indefinite leave away, so I'm on limited leave. So basically I've got to pay every 30 months to stay in a country that I was born and grown in, even though I'm not reoffending, even though I done no drama, no nothing. Yeah, so that's the whole thing. That's the whole case.
That is absolutely abysmal. Like, I don't understand or even comprehend. So, when is your mum a British citizen now?
She's now, yeah, she is.
So she is now.
Yeah.
And since the 2010, was she a British citizen then?
Nah, she was she's a British citizen from 2009, but because I was over 18, so they don't link it together anymore.
Hold on. So they don't link it together.
So yeah, after you're 18, you're basically an adult in it. So if your parents become British before that, after you're 18, you have to apply for your own citizenship.
So then it's kind of like it's suiting them. It's when it suits them, then it links. Do you see what I mean? So it's kind of like, because your mum hasn't done this and that, then you have to go. But now, because you're 18, you're on your own now. But I thought it was because of your mum hasn't. Do you see what I'm trying to say? I thought it was because your mum hasn't.
You know, I didn't actually think about that, but it's true though.
No, but it's true though. Like, I thought it was because your mum came here after 1983. So, but now, because you're over 18, you're not linked to your mum. So if you're not linked to your mum, then why have you not got British citizenship, just like everybody else?
Exactly.
And so, what type of things have you appealed this decision? Have you?
So to break it down short, so I won all my deportation cases. My deportation cases were from 2010 to 2013 because I won my first one, Home Office appealed, and I won all of them. Then about 2 years later, they said, look, they're going to try to take my indefinite leave. So obviously I was here indefinitely. They're going to take to limited leave. I won my first case because the judge said, look, I've changed my life around. I showed all the evidence. Then I lost my second case because the judge said, I wish I brought my papers here. But the judge said, So the judge basically turned around and said that I didn't provide any proof of evidence of work, proof of family ties, all of this. And I'm like, how's that possible when the first judge talked about all my paperwork? And
One second. We're going to get back to that. Keep it paused, keep it locked. You just need to have a little bit of a breather because it's getting heavy in here. It's getting a little bit heavy. We'll be back. Hello, we are back. I'm joined by the multi-talented Ace. He is in the midst of telling his story about his battle in the Home Office. So if you just joined us, just so you know what's going on. Ace, you were talking about previously, before we had a break for music, you were talking about the fact that you gave the same paperwork to both judges, so you tried twice. Can you kind of just reiterate that?
So basically, when you go to court, whenever you go to court, if anyone's ever been to court.
Start again.
So if you've been to court before, you obviously have to submit your evidence, yeah? And I submitted loads of evidence on my time of being out of prison, what I've done, so family ties, birth certificates of my 2 children, my partner, all the work I've done, charity, community, and acting work, contracts and everything. So I provided everything. So the first tribunal, they turned around and said, look, you've changed your life around. He said he cannot see any reason to why I should have my indefinite leave taken away because there's not been any reason for me. I've not done anything. You see what I'm saying? Apart from the fact I was born and grown here. So why should I be put on limited leave? So I won that case, then of course Home Office appealed like they always do. And then we went to the second judge now. And the second judge, I'm not going to lie to you, when I went to, listen, I don't know what people believe, but when I went to court the second time, I already had a feeling that this judge he's already made his opinion. I could just tell. So there's certain things going on in the court that he was saying, and I was like, okay, I get where you're going with this. But he made his decision a month later. Now, when I got his paperwork, like his results on why he disallowed my appeal, he basically turned around and said I didn't show proof of evidence. So I had an intention to reoffend. I didn't show proof of family ties, even though my partner was in court and I provided both birth certificates, but he only mentioned 1 child. He talks about stuff that I wrote in my personal letter saying that there's an agenda against, the incarceration of black males, which there is because the statistics shows it. And so he didn't get any of my evidence, but he only picked up that thing that I wrote to the Home Office that wasn't even brought in court. So because of that, judge, I lost my appeal. And then I tried to appeal the decisions, and all of my appeals basically went to not my favour. So right now, I only just got, and this all ended in 2017, ending of 2017, and only now Home Office has given me limited leave.
So are you not able to appeal that judge's decision?
No, because I did appeal. I appealed. I appealed after that, and they all just said no. They all refused it. So,
and the grounds for them refusing that is
because they believe that basically the judge, when you appeal something, it has to, I can't remember fully, but there has to be some form of like error in the law that the judge has made and everything like that. But they said that the judge, they don't see anything that the judge did, anything substantial that the judge has done. But for me, it's just like.
So they didn't bring into account the fact that the first judge found that you were okay and you were a law-abiding citizen and you were a positive role model in your community and you were doing everything well and that you were born in this country, raised in this country, went to school in this country, yet they're still trying to give you indefinite leave.
Yeah, limited leave, yeah.
Limited leave, which is worse than indefinite leave. When you're a British citizen, basically, you are.
Yeah, so.
Regardless of what they say, you are a British citizen.
And what makes it even worse is that I'm not even a Jamaican citizen because Jamaica, the High Commission of Jamaica, confirmed that I'm not a Jamaican citizen either. So even though I've got Jamaican nationality, I haven't got Jamaican blue book. I thought I was just that guy because you have to have a blue book. So. So I used to just think that I was just an English-born guy with a blue book. Like I just thought I was just that guy, you know what I mean? Because it was something to show off that you had a Jamaican passport. But you could get a Jamaican passport back in the 90s without being a citizen. Okay. So, but the thing is, Home Office should know all of this information.
They do know all this.
They know this. So how are they trying to say I'm a citizen of Jamaica? They know all of this, you get me?
So according to Jamaica, are you a citizen of Jamaica?
Nope, and I've got that in proof as well. But somehow Home Office keeps putting me as a Jamaican citizen, even though there's evidence that I'm not. But you know what it is for me right now, it's just about putting it out there because obviously you saw my little documentary.
Like that?
Ace Ruele versus the Home Office. Go check out Ace Ruele versus the Home Office because you know what, everything I say on radio could be biased, so it could be one-sided. But Audrey's seen the documentary I made where I show all the paper evidence of everything I'm saying is not biased. So the stuff that I make and that I talk about, it's all on paper because I show all the paperwork. So basically right now for me it's the fact that I have to make it public because Home Office, behind closed doors they're doing all of this. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
you see what I'm saying? It's cool to do it behind closed doors. But let's take it to the public.
And how many other people are suffering this? If we've got any listeners out there right now is going through something just like this, or you have a friend or family member that is going through something just like this, if you can let me know on 07951 497 878, or you can tweet me at Pulse88Radio using the hashtag Audg, that's AUDG. I just want to get a bit of statistics in regards to who's actually, there's probably more people, a lot more people, masses of people that are going through this. And it's going under the radar. We're not knowing. People are getting sent back. We're not knowing what's going on. We only knew about Windrush because it was a mass of people. Do you see what I mean? It was affecting our grandparents, our uncles, our aunties, people like that. But young people that were born here, it's kind of like, when is this actually going to stop? When are we actually going to feel like this is our home? Because right now, I don't feel like England is my home. If they're able to do this to somebody I went to school with or somebody I've known growing up, that could be me. What if they start making a new rule? If your dad came here before 1990, you've got to go home. Then that means I've got to go to Jamaica then? Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, because rules always change.
Do you see what I mean?
If they can change the rule. Because obviously with that girl's situation now about
that's Jemima Begum.
Yeah, revoking her citizenship. If they make a law, remember it's illegal to do that. So now if they make a law that you can do that, that means, people like you that have parents that were not originally British, then that means, okay, cool, we can revoke because now there's this law. Do you see what I'm saying? Some people put things in a perspective where they kind of mess things up because now if they do make that a law, then it's like...
We're finished out here. We're done out here. That's really what it is. We're done out here. Me and a lot of my friends are going home. We're going to Jamaica. And that's not even my home. Not in a horrible way. I love Jamaica. It's the land we love. It's my heritage. But that is not what I know. I could not go to Jamaica and live in Jamaica. I would be like a duck out of water. That's what I would be. I haven't grown like that. That's not my ways. Yes, my mum's trying to incorporate those ways within me. But to put me there and just say, here's your land. Live there now. I wouldn't know where to start, kind of thing.
And they know this because at the end of the day, they know. Listen, I study a lot in psychology and stuff, so they know if you used to just put someone somewhere where they don't know and anything like that and give them money, they're not going to survive.
Hold it right there. I'm here with the talented Ace. and we're talking about his battle against the Home Office. If you just joined us, you mentioned earlier, Ace, that you went to prison and you came out and you changed your life and you've done so much different things. Can you just home in on that a little bit? Because I want people to understand and not kind of like put you into a bracket because you've been in prison and you're that type of person. No, I want people to understand the elevation and changes and things that you've done in your life since then. So since coming out of prison, what type of things have you done?
So the one thing, alright, so there's two things that I do as an actor. So if I go down the path as an actor, I've done work, and I work a lot in motion capture like I was saying before, so that's video games and stuff. So I've done work like Legend of Tarzan, I've been in EastEnders, I've worked on BBC New Blood. I've worked as an actor a lot and in the forms of motion capture and now video games, so I'm like probably one of the only brothers in video games out there, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do. I like to put myself in my own bracket, my own class, you know what I'm saying? So I'm that friend that friend people know, oh yeah, he was in a video game from the community. Oh, Ace, that's what he does.
It's true though, you're the only person that I've seen that does that whole motion picture type of motion caption. Yeah, it's good.
But apart from that, another thing, so that's why I class, that's one of my passions. And my other passion is I work as a mentor and a coach in mindset and personal development. So I understanding myself, understanding particular laws of spiritual laws and understanding psychology, sociology, epigenetics. I've wanted to always understand why people do what they do. And from understanding particular things and using my experience as well, I've always been able to break down, especially within the, let's just say, black community. I don't want to say that as if we're the only people committing crime, but we're not. But
the urban
community, we're going to relate it to people that are right now always in the media. So I do a lot of work in working with the councils, working with Metropolitan Police and doing talks and workshops on self-development. So I go to do, I've done talks for free, I've done programs with, like I said, Hackney, CBS, Generation Arts, Brain Council. I do a lot of work in the sense of, I do a talk and I make people understand why they do what they do. Because there's a difference when you do talks about don't commit crime, don't do this, don't do that. No, I break down exactly why people do what they do in a scientific way so they can understand. So it's about giving the seed rather than motivating. It's about giving the seed, because knowledge is, we were saying before, knowledge is power, but only when it's acted out. You know what I'm saying? If you know how to drive a car but you never drive a car, that knowledge is just potential power. So I like to give seeds. I don't like to motivate people because my story may not be a success story to some people, but if I can give them the seeds so they can understand why they do what they do, then when you do something, you're more conscious about it.
It's kind of like that saying, give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, teach a man to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime, that type of vibe.
Completely, because at the end of the day, listen, subconsciously people do certain things what they're not fully aware of. And you think you're aware of, but you have subconscious programming. And if you do not understand how your brain works, mind works, and how your environment shapes your DNA and stuff like that, very deep, complex. If you don't understand particular things, you will believe that you're making free will choices when realistically you're only making choices through the programming that's actually wired into you. So that's why when you look at the media, so I'll give you a prime example, real quick example. It's easier for particular people to commit crimes, and so because you have a thing called mirror neurons. Mirror neurons is in your brain. So when you watch something, when you watch a film and you really feel impacted by it. That's your mirror neurons, and what that does is it releases chemicals to say that you are actually going through what you're seeing. That's how it goes. That's how monkey see, monkey do. That's how you learn. So when you put yourself in your environment through your five senses, through music that's violent, TV that's violent, people around you that's violent, when you actually commit violence, it comes like second nature. And that's why it's so easier to do, because it's already wired in you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I break things down for people, communities, teachers and stuff, so they can understand this type of way of understanding. And it's what people know. I always tell everybody this: if you don't know yourself, and when I say know yourself, I mean know how your body works, how your mind works, then of course you can be manipulated. You see what I'm saying?
That's very true.
So I believe everyone should study psychology and everybody should study epigenetics, just because you are someone in the environment. Epigenetics is about the environment controlling your DNA, and psychology is about how your mind works. That's how marketing works. So I'm not going to say no brand's name, but you can know a food doesn't have real food in it, but somehow you'll still go and eat it, even with the facts shown. That's the power of marketing and psychology. Do you see what I'm saying? So I break things down that way.
And with all these positive projects and community projects and things that you have gone into, you've got letters and evidence of that.
I've got letters from Metropolitan Police. I've got letters from Hackney Council. I've got a letter from Brent Council. I've got letters of all of these stuff, everything. I was even in the Brent magazine. This was 2017, then winter edition, where they posted a 2-page article about me changing my life. So, because I was once in the Kilburn Times as a runner, I was looking at it the other day, running around gunman thug. And now it's a different perception, and I show people this. You see what I'm saying? Because what I can do, anyone can do, and anyone can do it 20 times over. So that's what it is for me.
I'm just going to ask you what effect this has had on your family, your friends, people like that. But before that, I think just have a little music break. And this is the perfect song. We just shout out Prince anywhere he is. Perfect. But yes, I was just asking you, how's it affected your family and friends?
You know what? To be honest, like, obviously for me, I think the person that affects me most is my mum. That's probably my mum, because mum is old school, so when something's happening to a child, it affects like my family. My kids are too young to understand, and my intimate family, and my partner and everything. Because how I am, because how I'm cool, and like I said to you before, it's only when I get a letter about something, it's like everything flares up. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get a letter about something. But to be honest, most people are cool because I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? So because at the end of the day, I always, like we've spoken before, I believe everything happens for a reason. And if I stay attached to the feeling about what's going on, then that's my downfall. But every experience that I come into, positive or negative, I would think to myself, what can I learn from it? What can I take from it? And for me, this case holds a bigger purpose than it just being a Home Office. Me putting it out there, and with time and with effort, it will make some noise, and it will make people want to speak up. Because when I put my story out there, on Facebook, it's got like 300 shares or so, and people have come to me saying, I know someone going similar like this, but nobody wants to talk up. I'll be the voice. I'll take on the Home Office. So the universe knows, the creator knows that you putting this in my situation, I'm gonna do something with it. It ain't gonna be where I'm just gonna back down.
And that's why God gives his hardest battles to the strongest soldiers.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool. So the only thing that gets to me is that I can't travel just like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the window. Because remember, I don't have no passport. I'm stateless. So because I'm stateless, I'm not gonna. I could apply for a Jamaican passport, but why would I be arguing I'm not Jamaican and become a Jamaican citizen? Do you see what I'm saying? So that's the only thing that affects me, because there's work that I would be doing and holidays I would be going to if I could fly. But apart from that, everything is in a moment. So I'm good.
I love the positivity on it. And what are your next steps? So how are you going to overcome this? Because we are going to overcome this. And what are your next steps? How can we help you? How can we assist you? If you could just quickly talk us through that, and where people can find this information, or to find you for more information on how they can help. Or maybe there could be a lawyer, because you do need representation. So if there is a lawyer out there listening, or if you know a lawyer that is trained in this division, then all of that is welcome. You can either contact me on any of my social media pages, and I will forward you the link, or you can contact Ace himself directly. Yeah,
you can find me Ace Ruele on anything. ACERUELE. You can put Ace Ruele and I'll come up, or you can find me through Chocolate Tea or anything like that. But the thing is, for me, the lawyer thing. I only want to. I've had a lawyer and I had to let the lawyer go, because at the end of the day, the lawyer didn't see the injustice side of what I'm facing. I only want a lawyer that it's not about money. I want a lawyer that when he comes or she comes, is because she's seen what I'm going through and she sees the injustice. Because many people don't want to fight injustice. They don't want to go. Because if you claim that, okay, the system is injustice, or because remember, on my documentary, I'm not going to say it on radio, but on my documentary, I point the evidence at a judge with saying his name. Now, if you're a lawyer that's scared to want to go down that battle, then against a high court judge, then because you might think that your work is going to be affected, you're not going to do it. So for me, the way that people can help is to keep sharing the situation, because you may not know someone personal, but someone may know someone that might watch it and be like, okay, we want to get there, because I need to get on everything. So either the media is going to come to me like, see, like, you're the first person to put me on air or something. I've written to the standard. I've done all of this. It's fine. Don't worry. You don't have to get to me yet. But I will make enough noise with myself as an actor and the stuff that I can create. And eventually,
and the networks that you have, and the people that you have, we will all make noise.
So we will make the noise. Whether it takes next week, next year, this is never going to stop. You know what I'm saying? So I'm never going to leave it dry. because at the end of the day, I like challenges. I'm an Aries, so you know, I like challenges. You know? So I like challenges, and there's no way I'm going to be challenged by something that's injustice, and I'm just going to let it slide. Because what example am I showing my kids at the same time? No. So, and there's people out there that are in similar situations. And right now, I'm waiting for a petition to be authorized. I'm still waiting, but the petition is exempt. You should be exempt from deportation and not have your indefinite revoked if you are born and grown here. So once it's approved, guys, please sign it, please share it and get it signed. So that's the way that we can make some noise, and just keep your eye out for me.
Excellent. We will be doing that, and we will be following you. Thank you so much for coming on this morning. It's been a pleasure. I'm sure my listeners have enjoyed every single part of that. It's very inspirational and very inspiring, and it's good knowledge. It's spreading awareness, and I like that, because a lot of people were not aware. But you know what, guys? I've got to get you guys wisely, because management are going to kill me. So do you know what? Up next, we've got Crept and Conan, Tabitha. Enjoy.